set you off that you was like, I gotta do that?
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you like, oh.
Set you off was like, I got to do that. Floyd claimed that many people are unaware of what he did, so you felt as though he was subtly attacking you. However, I knew for sure that he was attacking me, which is why I went after him, even though there was no justification for me to do so. Floyd Gervonta Davis' response to Shakur Stevenson, receiving training from Floyd Mayweather. Meanwhile, we know that Tim Bradley first predicted that Stevenson would easily defeat Davis. But he changed his mind after just 2 weeks, saying that Tank might win by either knockout or points. People are claiming that Bradley is flip-flopping, so let me just talk about that. I look at fighter styles and what they offer. Bradley remarked to Fight Hype, explaining that his recent performances had caused him to change his mind about the fight. I research movies. I can see the effects that someone like Shakur may have on Tank. He can be outboxed, that's all. Tank can lose the first 4 rounds on purpose or not. In contrast, Stevenson has drawn harsh criticism from supporters after Davis defeated the previously undefeated Frank Martin with a masterful knockout. Fighters and pundits for his previous 2 shows, which were thought to be extremely defensive and unentertaining. Bradley then said, but going back to each guy's performance, what Tank has done recently, what Shakur has done in his last 2 fights, lackluster performances, you got to look at the 2. Yeah, Shakur's style can give Tank fits, but what weaknesses did I see last time out? Of course, he can get better, but this guy that he faced wasn't a crazy puncher like Tank. Moreover, Bradley issued a warning to Stevenson, while acknowledging that hand ailments may have contributed to the 27-year-old's poor performance in his last game. He said if you fight Tank in that fashion, where he's able to get off heat, and you don't give him nothing in return, he's going to stop you, he's going to catch you, he's going to hurt you, he's going to stop you. So I see the fight as 50-50. Now we know that Shakur Stevenson has never hidden his intention to take on Vasily Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis. If Davis and Lomachenko face off in a lightweight world championship unification bout, Stevenson has a different contender in mind, one he thinks might present an even more significant challenge to Davis than Lomachenko. Stevenson's next opponent is William Zapala, who defeated Giovanni Cabrera by knockout the same night that Stevenson prevailed via unanimous decision over Artem Haronian. Shakur asked why, if Tank was going to fight Lomachenko, he couldn't take on a more difficult challenge himself. He suggested that perhaps the more difficult fight would be against William Zapala because of Zapala's volume and quantity of punches he throws. Shakur also wondered where Zapala was. If Tank was going to fight Lomachenko, why couldn't I go fight the harder? Maybe the harder fight is just because Williams has to pay the volume and how many punches he actually throws. Where is he at? Stevenson isn't sure if Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar de la Hoya will pursue the fight, despite the fact that Zapala is a bright fighter. Prospect, he thinks de la Hoya might steer ZPA into a fight with Dennis Barica, the WBO lightweight world champion. In a recent podcast, Shakur expressed his belief that they were aiming for another fight where they could win a belt, specifically mentioning the Irani. He expressed his opinion that they didn't want the WBC belt right, saying that they were banking on getting another fight or a fight where they could win a belt, so they probably get. They also said that they didn't want this belt right, saying that he wasn't interested in fighting anybody. Shakur Stevenson compared his fighting technique to that of Devin Davis, noting that the public tends to underestimate Stevenson's own abilities because to Davis's knockout power. People are blessed with diverse powers, according to Shakur. He said that he was blessed with the capacity to make you fall 9 times out of 10, and that he was also blessed with wonderful eyes. I can see a punch coming my way, so I'm going to dodge it. They're probably going to judge me based on how good he is as a fighter, but I'm special too. You see, different people are blessed with different skills. For example, he has a God-given ability that makes him break people 9 times out of 10, which means you're going to fall. God has endowed me with eyes. My eyes are quite beautiful. Many people are unaware of how good my eyesight is, how well I can see punches coming my way, and how quickly I can dodge them. Because of this, they are likely judging me based on his abilities. But in the end, Shakur Stevenson is a great fighter. I can't take anything away from him, but I'm special in my own right too. Fans have been eagerly awaiting a fight between Davis and Stevenson. This much-awaited contest would witness Davis's decisive knockout in a recent podcast. Shakur Stevenson compared his fighting technique to that of Devin Davis, noting that the public tends to underestimate Stevenson's own abilities because to Davis's knockout power. Fans have been eagerly awaiting a fight between Devin Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Shakur explained that people are blessed with different abilities. He is blessed with the ability that if he cracks you 9 times out of 10, you're going to go down. I'm blessed with amazing eyes that allow me to see punches coming my way and get away from them. At the end of the day, people probably judge me on a scale compared to him. This much-anticipated bout would pit Stevenson's exceptional defensive skills against Davis's potent knockout power. Both fighters were undefeated and in the same weight class. As they have spent the last month trying to become the undisputed champions in their division, a 2025 clash appears certain. The two biggest boxing storylines after Shakur Stevenson's unanimous decision victory over Artem Harit-Tunen, the former top-ranked star, entered free agency, are his marketability and free agency. The fallout has spurred a lot of conversations regarding Stevenson's behavior following the fight within ESPN's broadcast management elite and what the fighter's future holds. Several promoters have expressed interest in Stevenson, but his former team leader, Bob Arum, does not appear to be too keen to talk to a content producer about the 27-year-old boxer. Shazid at the weigh-ins for the middleweight championship bout between Cenk Alamkhanuly and Andrei Morocic. Arum addressed Stevenson's claims that Top Rank was protecting Vladimir Lomachenko from Stevenson by giving him the upper hand. While Lomachenko is independent and makes decisions that favor him, he believes that all other fighters are puppets. This is why he prioritized a fight with Devin Davis above Stevenson, something Shakur, God loves, forgets. Arum uttered contrary to popular belief. Arum stated that the promoter has no influence over the fighter's decisions. He cited Lomachenko as being at least as independent as Shakur and Tank Davis, as having complete discretion over the fights he chooses. Arum observed that Shakur feels he is the only one who chooses his fights on his own, with everyone else being a puppet controlled by promoters. Arum said this is not practical or factual, but he regretted that Shakur was unable to be persuaded to think differently. Arum stated that the Davis fight is a bigger fight and is worth more money. Fighters are in the business to make money, so you can't blame them for choosing to enter a fight that won't earn them nearly as much as one that will. When asked if Lomachenko might have stated he wanted the